My dear friends, when we hear the word danger, most of us feel the trembling of fear within our hearts. The first instinct of the human being is to step back, to avoid, to hide from that which threatens us. But I want you to reflect deeper, because danger itself is not an enemy. Danger is not a punishment, and it is not a curse placed upon your path. Danger is a teacher. It is a silent master that does not speak with soft words, but with strong lessons. It arrives not to comfort you, but to awaken you, not to weaken you, but to strengthen you. If today God says that it is dangerous, then it means that this day is a gift in disguise, a chance for you to recognize the areas of life where you have become too comfortable, too sleepy, too attached to illusions, and too dependent on a world that constantly changes. The fire of danger is the forge where your true self is shaped, just as a sword is sharpened against the stone. Without resistance, there is no edge. Without the pressure of life, there is no growth. Think about the journey of the tree that grows in the storm. When the winds rage against it, the tree does not run. It cannot escape the storm. It bends, it resists, its roots dig deeper into the soil, and because of the pressure it experiences, it grows stronger. If the winds were never to blow, if the storms were never to come, that tree would remain weak and fragile, easily broken by the smallest trial. In the same way, danger comes into our lives not as a punishment, but as the storm that compels us to plant our roots deeper in strength, in discipline, and in resilience. When you meet danger, it is an invitation to grow beyond the level of comfort you have known. The human spirit does not evolve in times of ease. It is in the moments of trial, in the days that are heavy, in the nights that seem endless, that we discover who we truly are. You do not find your strength when the road is clear, you find it when the road is covered with stones. You do not learn patience when everything arrives quickly, you learn it when you must wait in uncertainty. You do not discover courage when life is safe, you discover it when you are surrounded by fear, and you must choose to step forward anyway. And so, danger becomes the mirror that shows you your hidden potential. It reveals to you the strength you never knew you carried, the endurance you never thought you could sustain, and the wisdom that only emerges in times of trial. Let us not forget that everything in this world is dual. Light and darkness, joy and sorrow, peace and conflict. Without the one, the other cannot exist. Without darkness, light would have no meaning. Without sorrow, joy would be unrecognized. And without danger, safety would not be appreciated. If God tells us that today is dangerous, it means we are alive in a time where we must awaken, where we must sharpen our awareness, and where we must learn the lessons that only challenge can provide. If you see danger only as an enemy, you will try to run from it, but in running from it, you will also run from your own growth. If you embrace it as a teacher, you will sit with it, you will learn from it, and you will walk through it with a heart prepared to rise. The path of discipline teaches us that every struggle is an opportunity to refine the self. Imagine the martial artist who enters the training hall. Every strike, every fall, every moment of exhaustion is uncomfortable. But it is precisely through these challenges that the body becomes stronger and the mind becomes clearer. If he were to avoid discomfort, he would remain weak. If he were to run from the training, he would remain unprepared. Life is the same. The dangers you face are not random accidents. They are the dojo of your spirit. They are the training ground where your resilience is forged, where your mind is sharpened, and where your soul is polished into clarity. Consider the river that flows against rocks. The rocks do not stop the river, they shape it. Over time, the river becomes smooth, it finds its path, and it gains power in its direction. The rocks are the obstacles, the dangers that try to block the flow, yet without them the river would not be guided. It would not gain depth, it would not carve valleys and create life. So too in your journey, the dangers are the rocks in your path. At first, they seem like barriers. They seem like things that stop you. But if you continue to flow with awareness, if you do not allow fear to paralyze you, those very rocks will shape your destiny and give meaning to your journey. Many people pray for safety. Many people ask for an easy life. But the wise do not pray for life to be easy. The wise pray for the strength to face whatever comes. They pray for clarity of mind and purity of heart, so that whether the day is calm or dangerous, they remain unshaken. You see, when God says today is dangerous, the unprepared person trembles. But the prepared person bows his head, straightens his spine, and walks forward with courage, because he understands that danger is only the shadow before transformation. Reflect on history. Every great soul, every enlightened being, every leader, every warrior, every teacher, they all faced danger. It was the dangerous times that revealed their greatness. If Buddha had not faced suffering, he would not have discovered the path to liberation. If the great warriors of the past had not faced danger, they would not have discovered their strength. If your own ancestors had not survived danger, you would not even be alive today. Danger has always been the silent hand that moves humanity forward, teaching lessons that comfort could never reveal. In your own life, think of the moments you grew the most. Were they the easy days? Or were they the days when you thought you could not endure, and yet you did? Were they the days when everything went according to plan? Or the days when chaos forced you to adapt, to think differently, to act with courage you never knew you had? Growth rarely comes from comfort. It comes from the edge, from the cliff, from the battlefield of the soul. And therefore, today if God whispers that it is dangerous, smile with respect. For it means this day is a classroom where your highest self is waiting to be born. Do not misunderstand me. To see danger as a teacher does not mean to be careless. It does not mean to invite unnecessary risk. It means to walk with awareness, to recognize that when life tests you, there is meaning in the test. It means to stand with discipline, with focus, and with courage. Fear will try to control you, but fear is only the voice of your small self. Awareness is the voice of your higher self, and awareness knows that nothing comes into your life without a reason. The danger you face today may be the very key that opens the door to your transformation tomorrow. If you place a seed in the ground, it must break before it can grow. It must push against the weight of the soil. It must resist the darkness. And only then does it reach the light. If you were to protect the seed from that struggle, it would never become a tree. In the same way, your spirit must push through the dangers, must break through the resistance, must embrace the discomfort. And only then will you discover the strength that has been sleeping inside you. So my friends, when you hear that today is dangerous, let this truth not bring you fear, but bring you discipline. Do not shrink, but expand. Do not run, but rise. Danger is the training that God sends you to awaken your spirit. And when you pass through it, you will realize that the danger was never there to destroy you. It was there to introduce you to yourself, to the deeper self, the unshakable self, the eternal self. And once you meet that self, no danger will ever frighten you again. My dear friends, we often believe that fear is natural, and yes, fear is a natural human emotion. But when fear takes over your mind, it does not protect you. It blinds you. It makes your vision narrow. It paralyzes your ability to act, and it robs you of the strength you already carry within. That is why I say fear weakens, but awareness protects. Imagine standing in the middle of a dark forest. The sounds around you feel threatening because you do not know what they are. Your mind creates images of danger. Every shadow becomes a monster. Every sound becomes a threat. Yet, when the light of awareness shines, when you carry a lamp and see clearly, you realize that what you feared was only a branch in the wind, only a harmless animal moving in the night. The situation had not changed, but your perception changed. Fear is born out of blindness, but awareness gives you sight. When God says today is dangerous, the fearful person trembles. His mind imagines the worst. His body weakens. He loses his clarity. He makes mistakes because fear has blinded him. But the one who walks with awareness does not allow fear to dictate his steps. He looks, he observes, he breathes, he sees things as they are, not as his frightened imagination paints them. And because he sees clearly, he walks safely. Awareness becomes his shield. It does not remove the danger, but it allows him to pass through it unharmed. Think of the warrior who enters the battlefield. If he is consumed by fear, his body will be stiff, his mind distracted, his hands will tremble. Even before the battle begins, he has already lost. But if he enters with awareness, calm and alert, he notices the movement of the enemy, he senses the opening, he feels the rhythm of the fight. His awareness protects him because it allows him to respond with precision instead of being paralyzed by fear. The same is true in life. When you face the dangers of life, whether it is loss, uncertainty, failure, or pain, fear will make you weaker. It will cause you to make choices that harm you. But awareness will guide you like an inner compass, showing you what is real and what is illusion, helping you take the steps that lead you through danger towards safety. Fear is like fog. It covers the road. It makes you doubt every step. You stop, you hesitate, you imagine cliffs where there are none. Awareness is like the rising sun. When it shines, the fog disappears, and the path is clear. Nothing has changed except your perception, and yet that perception is everything. You see, the greatest danger is not outside of you. It is inside. The outside world may present difficulties, but it is your inner world that decides whether those difficulties become overwhelming. Fear magnifies danger. Awareness diminishes it. Fear whispers, you cannot. Awareness whispers, look closely. You can. Fear closes the eyes of the soul. Awareness opens them. If today is dangerous, then the most important thing you can carry with you is awareness. Awareness of your thoughts, so you do not let fear control them. Awareness of your emotions, so you do not drown in panic. Awareness of your actions, so you do not act carelessly. Awareness means you live in the present, seeing reality as it is, not as fear paints it. A fearful person suffers twice, once in his imagination and once in reality. But the aware person suffers only when reality truly demands it, and even then, he suffers with dignity, with clarity, with strength. Reflect for a moment on the countless times in your life when you were afraid. How many of those fears came true? How many nights did you spend in anxiety over things that never happened? Fear steals your energy, your sleep, your health, and yet most of the time, it is only a shadow of your mind. Awareness helps you see this clearly. It helps you recognize that fear is not truth. It is only a reaction. And when you see it for what it is, it loses its power. Awareness is not the same as knowledge. You may know many things, but still be afraid. Awareness is deeper than knowledge. It is presence. It is clarity in the moment. It is the silent observation of what is happening without judgment. When you breathe deeply, when you center yourself, when you open your senses, you return to awareness. And in that awareness, fear dissolves. Danger may remain, but you are no longer weak because awareness has given you strength. The masters of the past, whether monks or warriors, understood this truth. They trained not only their bodies, but their minds, because they knew that the greatest battle is against fear. They learned to sit in stillness, to breathe, to observe, to sharpen their awareness. In stillness, fear loses its grip. In awareness, danger becomes manageable. This is why meditation is not an escape from life. It is training for life. It is the practice of returning to awareness so that when danger arrives, you are not blind, you are awake. Let us look at nature. The deer in the forest is aware. Its ears are sharp, its eyes are watchful, its body is alert. When danger comes, it senses it. It moves with clarity, it survives. But when an animal is distracted, when it loses awareness, danger takes it by surprise. In the same way, We humans often live distracted, lost in thoughts of the past or future, and then when danger comes, we are caught unprepared. Awareness is the practice of living fully in the present, where the real strength lies. Fear will tell you to hide. Awareness will tell you to prepare. Fear will tell you to quit. Awareness will tell you to adapt. Fear will tell you that you are small. Awareness will remind you that you carry infinite strength within. Fear is like a chain around your ankles. Awareness is the key that unlocks it. That is why in dangerous times, it is not fear that keeps you safe, it is awareness. When God said today is dangerous, it was not to frighten you, it was to remind you to awaken your awareness. Because awareness is divine protection. It is the light of the soul that guides you through darkness. The more aware you are, the less fear can control you. And the less fear controls you, the stronger you become, the more focused you remain, and the safer your steps will be. Remember, fear is contagious. When one person panics, it spreads like fire. But awareness is also contagious. When one person remains calm, others find strength in that calmness. So when you walk with awareness in dangerous times, you do not only protect yourself, you also inspire others. You become a pillar of strength, a lighthouse in the storm, reminding others that clarity is possible even when the world is trembling. So, my dear friends, the choice is always yours. You can let fear weaken you, or you can let awareness protect you. You can close your eyes and panic, or you can open them and see clearly. Today may be dangerous, but with awareness, you will pass through it. Fear is the enemy of your growth, but awareness is the guardian of your soul. And so, walk today not with trembling steps, but with clear eyes. Let fear knock at your door, but do not invite it inside. Let awareness be your companion. Breathe deeply, stand tall, observe the moment as it is. Because fear weakens, but awareness, my friends, awareness protects. My dear friends, there will come days in your life when the path ahead feels heavy, when the air itself feels thick with uncertainty, when the shadows of fear surround you from every direction. On such days, you may feel that the safest choice is to retreat, to step back, to wait for the storm to pass. But the truth is that storms do not always pass quickly. Sometimes they last longer than expected. Sometimes they cover your entire horizon. Sometimes they force you to make a decision. And in those moments, there is only one bridge that allows you to cross through danger, and that bridge is courage. Without courage, you remain trapped on one side of your life, staring at the opportunity on the other side, but never reaching it. With courage, you take the step even while your heart trembles, and that step becomes the bridge that carries you to safety, to growth, to transformation. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is not about pretending that danger does not exist. Courage is the decision to move forward in spite of fear, to act with clarity even while your body trembles, to trust in your inner strength even when your mind whispers doubts. Fear is loud, but courage is steady. Fear screams in your ears, but courage speaks quietly in your heart. And if you listen closely, you will hear it saying, "Take one step, then take another. Do not stop now, keep moving." That is the voice of courage, the bridge that carries you across danger. Look at history. Every great achievement, every great transformation, every act that changed the course of humanity was born from courage. The leaders who stood against injustice, the explorers who crossed unknown seas, the teachers who spread truth in times of darkness, the ordinary people who refused to bow to fear. They all had one thing in common: courage. Without courage, their lives would have remained small. Without courage, the world would never have moved forward. And so it is with you. Without courage, your dreams remain only ideas. Without courage, your strength remains asleep. Without courage, your life remains limited by the walls that fear builds. But when you choose courage, you break through those walls, and suddenly, a larger life opens before you. Think of a child learning to walk. The child falls again and again. The ground feels dangerous, The falls are painful, but still, the child takes another step. Why? Because the spirit of courage is natural to the human being. It is born with us. The child does not analyze the danger. The child simply tries again, and in time, the courage to stand becomes the ability to walk. The same truth applies to you as an adult. You may fall, you may face setbacks, you may experience pain. But if you keep taking steps with courage, eventually you will discover that you can walk across any danger, across any trial, across any fear. Courage is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. If you avoid every challenge, your courage grows weak. If you practice courage in small things, it prepares you for greater things. When you speak your truth, even when your voice shakes, when you stand firm in your values, even when others doubt you, when you act with integrity, even when it costs you something, these are all exercises of courage. Each time you practice, you build the bridge a little stronger, until one day you find yourself crossing dangers that once seemed impossible. But here is something important: courage does not guarantee that you will avoid pain. Courage does not mean that you will always win. What courage guarantees is that you will grow. It guarantees that you will not remain stuck in the prison of fear. It guarantees that you will discover the strength that was hidden within you. Even when you fail, courage transforms failure into a lesson, into wisdom, into strength for the next step. Without courage, you gain nothing. With courage, you gain either victory or growth, and both are blessings. Imagine standing before a raging river. On the other side is the life you dream of, the growth you long for, the transformation you are called to achieve. The river is dangerous, the current strong, the rocks sharp. Fear tells you to step back, to stay where you are, to accept the life you already know. Courage tells you to step forward, to find a way across, to trust that your steps will guide you through. And when you step onto that bridge of courage, you may still feel the current beneath you, you may still feel the wind against your face, but you will also feel the strength of your spirit carrying you across. This is the essence of life. Without courage, you remain on one shore forever. With courage, you cross into the destiny that awaits you. Even in the smallest acts, courage is present. To be honest in a world full of lies requires courage. To be kind in a world full of cruelty requires courage. To forgive when you have been hurt requires courage. To stand up after you have fallen requires courage. To love deeply even when you risk losing requires courage. Life constantly asks for courage, and every time you give it, you build another bridge across the dangers that come. Do not wait for courage to appear fully formed. Do not wait until you feel no fear, because that day may never come. Courage is not something you wait for. It is something you choose. You choose it in the moment of fear, in the moment of danger, in the moment when your mind says, "I cannot." You take a deep breath, you stand tall, and you whisper back, "Yes, I can." And in that whisper, you find the bridge. Remember, this danger tests everyone, but not everyone responds the same. Some are frozen by fear, and they collapse under the weight of danger. Others rise with courage, and they cross through danger to a place of strength. The difference is not in the danger itself. The difference is in the choice. Will you choose fear, or will you choose courage? Will you remain where you are, or will you take the bridge across? God does not bring danger into your life to punish you. God brings danger to awaken your courage, because courage is the quality that brings you closest to your higher self. Courage reveals your spirit. Courage connects you to your destiny. Courage transforms you from a passive passenger into an active creator of your life. If today is dangerous, then today is also the invitation to awaken courage. And if you awaken it, you will not only survive the danger, you will be transformed by it. So my dear friends, when you feel fear rising, do not let it be the voice that decides your path. Let courage be the voice. When your body trembles, do not run backward. Take one step forward. When your mind says, It is impossible. Let your heart whisper, with courage, all things are possible. The bridge is waiting for you. It does not remove the danger, but it carries you across it. And once you cross, you will look back and realize that the danger was never greater than your courage. Take courage, therefore, not only in the great moments of life, but in the small ones too. Practice it daily. Let it grow within you. Because courage is not just for extraordinary days. It is for every day. It is the bridge across every challenge, every fear, every obstacle. And when God says today is dangerous, hear also the unspoken message: today is an opportunity to awaken courage, to step on the bridge, and to discover the strength of your true self.